The title of this conference, Global Crises, Global Responsibility. And in the starkest words, Russian Premier Vladimir Putin left no doubt who he sees as responsible for the current global crisis.
One
state, the United States, has overstepped its national borders in every way: economics, politics, humanitarian, all imposed by one state. Who would like that? It leads to a situation where nobody feels secure.
It's one of Putin's harshest attacks on America in his 7-year term, and he chose to make it at a conference where minds were supposed to be concentrated on defusing the threat of a nuclear Iran. American delegates were not pleased.
President Putin's comments today were quite provocative and give us all a lot to think about. I thought they were actually disappointing because I had hoped we were beyond that kind of rhetoric. But at least he was here, and at least we're talking to one another.
Tensions have mounted in recent weeks. On Thursday, Iran made a public show of missiles it could use to defend itself against an attack from US aircraft carriers now assembling in the Gulf. America, though saying publicly it's only pursuing a diplomatic end to the tensions, is seen to be quietly preparing for possible airstrikes against Iran. After taking a bashing from the Russians, the US delegates could at least take comfort from the words of the German Chancellor, echoing their calls for Iran to rein in its nuclear ambitions.
Iran has to fulfill the resolutions passed by the UN Security Council and the IAEA Board of Governors. There is no way around this. No ifs, no buts, without tricks.
There were no specifics in Putin's speech, but he was alluding to America's belligerent stance on Iran and current behaviour in Iraq. It coming on a day when a new commander, General David Petraeus, assumed control of US forces in Iraq. It's his job to lead George Bush's long-promised surge to disentangle US forces from the country. But to analysts, Putin's remarks said more about Russia's beleaguered profile on the international stage.
Russia has no serious political and economic instruments which could allow it to play a really important role in world politics, a role which Russia pretends to play. So, if so, then it's only natural to try to attempt to increase difficulties for other partners.
Rhetoric reminiscent of the Soviet era may just be political posturing, but could it also represent a turning point in international relations over America's role across the Middle East?